Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Rambeard, and when I was doing some heroic ICC dungeons yesterday on my level 80 warrior, this happened.
And we did Scourgelord Tyrannus. And he dropped, as you can see in the chat, a Battered Hilt. Which is like 0.2% chance or something.
So today, I will tell you all about the twin blades of Quel'Delar and Quel'serrar. These two blades were forged by the combined might of the aspects. Qeul'serrar was given to the Qeul'derai, or Night Elves, and Quel'Delar was given to the qeul'derai, or High Elves. The weapons would transform in the hands of their wielders, molding the magic to their own powers. Let's start with Quel'Delar, shall we? The champion who initially received Quel'Delar is long gone, but the blade was passed on from generation to generation until it reached the hands of Thalorian Dawnseeker. Thalorian used the blade valiantly against the trolls, but when the High Elves were attacked by the Scourge, Thalorian was struck down by a lieutenant of Arthur's. Much later, after the battle, that one of the elves, now renamed Blood Elves as to honor the fallen, by the name of lana'thel, find the blade. She wielded it for years as the sword heeded her call. She fought under Kel'Thas's leadership and took the blade to Outland and back. She was part of the group of Blood Elves that escorted Illidan to Northrend when he was tasked with killing the Lich King. After Arthas had struck Illidan down, he released his wrath upon all those who had accompanied Illidan. lana'thel was brave and struck Arthas when he came for her, but the power of Frostmourne was even greater than the power of Quel'Delar. Her resistance did not go unnoticed, and Arthas resurrected her to be the Blood Queen of his son Lain, leaders of the Scourge. In death, she kept on using Quel'Delar, but it kept reminding her of her past, and so she broke it and flung it across Icecrown. Now, years later, we find a battered hilt in the dungeons of Icecrown Citadel. We know of Quel'Delar's rest near the Argent Tournament, but its history is canonically unknown to us. We speak with Kaladis Brightspear at Quel'Delar's rest. Kaladis recognizes the hilt belongs to a powerful weapon, but he doesn't know which one, and so he sends us to Crosses on top of Wormrest Temple. Crosses tells us of the prismatic dragon blades, forged by the dragons, and that another has already come by, seeking for knowledge. A Sunreaver has taken a book to identify prismatic swords, and so we want to go and get it. Crosses tells us to visit Arcanist Tybelin in Dalaran, as he might be able to speak with the Sunreavers to obtain the book.
Citizens of Dalaran.
Tybelin has different plans, however, as he suggests just killing a Sunreaver agent who might be involved with the book. We kill the poor soul, and now, in Legion, the Sunreavers are the bad guys and the Silver Covenant is almost saint-like. The agent has orders to meet a Magister in the Sunreaver quarters to obtain the book we're after, and so we help a gnome do some laundry, which allows us to take a Sunreaver tablet and get into the quarters. We easily obtain the tome and return to Kaladis and Icecrown so that he may identify the sword. As he's going through the options, almost wanting to utter the name, Blood Queen lana'thel appears and says them for him. Quel'Delar. This is what she tells us a bit about the blade's history, and that it can never be restored. Kaladis will have none of it, and vows to restore the blade anyways. We obtain Quel'Delar's blade, which was stuck in the ground at Quel'Delar's rest, and with Kaladis' guidance we go to the pit of Sauron to reforge the blade with Saronite, and to the Forge of Souls to temper it in the Crucible of Souls. Kaladis thought that after the tempering the sword would be restored, but it's not. The blade has a will and calls for us to go to the Halls of Reflection, and so we do. In the halls, we meet the spirit of Uther, and an awesome dialogue begins.
Could it be? Heroes at my side!
Do you realize what you've done?
We kill the sword and Uther continues.
You have forged this blade from Saronite, the very blood of an old god. The power of the Lich King calls to this weapon. Each moment you tarry here, Quel'Delar drinks in the evil of this place. There is only one way to cleanse this sword. Make haste for the Sunwell, and immerse the blade in its waters. I can resist Frostmourn's call no more.
The Sunwell, so it is. We make for the Isle of Quel'Thalas, but Halgeron Brightwing, Ranger General of Silvermoon, does not allow us to enter the Sunwell. He doesn't quite believe it's truly Quel'Delar, and so he sends us to the remains of Thalorian Dawnseeker, who wielded it so long ago. For some reason, no one bothered to clean up the skeletons, and so we find Thalorian's corpse exactly where he died. Upon approaching him, we see a vision and fight side by side against the Scourge who took his life. We save him this time, and he realizes it's just a vision. As he recognizes our power and our intentions, he gives us his blessing, and this would convince Halgeron to let us enter the Sunwell. We walk on its streets and find the well. We place the blade inside it, and the cleansing begins. All around us are Blood Elven and High Elven pilgrims, seeking to see the Sunwell. And aside from Halgeron, 2 other Blood Elves of high ranking are present. Grand Magister Romath, advisor to the Lor'themar Theron, and Lor'themar himself. Lor'themar thanks us for bringing Quel'Delar here, and as the blade once belonged to one of his people, he thinks he has the right now to take it. But as he touched the blade, he is chastised by light and falls to the floor. Romath blames us for treachery, but the leader of the High Elves, Oryx Sunchaser, clears things up, and we are free to take the blade. We return to Caladhis and Icecrown, and he tells us to show Verisa Windrunner in Dalaran, as she wishes to see the blade for herself. When we go there and show her the weapon, we are finally able to truly obtain it, and oh my, what a weapon it is. With the new transmogrification wardrobe, you immediately unlock all possible appearances, including the maces and stuff. For now, we wield Quel'Delar, and with it, its story ends. Not truly, of course, as it continues wherever we go. It's quite ironic that the blade could end up eventually striking down Blood Queen lana'thel, who originally wielded it as well. Now, for Quel'serrar, the prismatic sword given to the Caldari. There isn't a lot known about this sword, but what we do get to know contradicts the information we received from Cressus about Quel'Delar. Cressus tells us that there were plenty of prismatic dragon swords, but that only Quel'Delar and Quel'serrar were infused with the power of all 5 aspects. But when we learn about Quel'serrar, we are told that there were a lot of Quel'serrars, and only one prismatic Quel'serrar, which is kind of odd. I'll take the information given to us by Cressus as canonically true, as the information about Quel'serrar was given to us during Vanilla, when the lore was not coming together as much yet. In Vanilla, players could obtain the very rare item, Foror's Compendium of Dragon Slaying. You could return this compendium to a Night Elf of the House of Chendralar, Lawkeeper Lydros, inside the Dire Mole. He tells us this book has been missing for a long time, and that he wishes to reward us for retrieving it. He presents us with a dull blade and tells us the contradicting story of how there were many Quel'serrars, called the Blades of Quel'serrar. All these blades had been infused with the power of a dragon, but only one blade was infused with the power of all 5 aspects, the prismatic blade of Quel'serrar. All the blades would have to be heated and molded by the fire breath of a dragon, and tempered in the blood of one, or several. The dull blade he has given to us is a normal qeul'serrar blade, but it's not been infused with power yet. He points us in the direction of Onyxia, broodmother of the Black Dragonflight. We would have to infuse it by having her breathe on it, and when we had killed her, we would have to stab her with it, as to coat the blade in her blood. Now, with the re-release of Onyxia's lair, Onyxia drops 2 fake qeul'serrar blades, but they may as well be real if the lore given to us by Cressus is wrong, and the lore given to us by Lydros is true. The Gleaming Quel'serrar and the Burnished Quel'serrar, which I got when doing Onyxia for this video. When you would bring the infused blade back to Lydros, he would give you qeul'serrar, and mention that another might wield the prismatic version someday. This is it for qeul'serrar, and for the video with that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you a pleasant day. Goodbye.